This afternoon we're going to visit the Toulouse-Lautrec Museum. We're going to walk from the campsite to the centre of Albi by a hiking trail. The trail, called the Échappée Verte, was created more than 10 years ago, and it's a natural reserve which follows a river valley.
Mais oui, des bananiers. Mais c'est dingue, hein, on se croirait dans la jungle.
The city of Albi dates from the Bronze Age, but became rich during the Renaissance period thanks to the cultivation of woad. Woad was the only source of blue dye in Europe until the end of the 16th century. The woad merchants were extremely rich at this time until indigo arrived from the Far East. The flowers of woad are yellow, and it is the crushed and fermented leaves that are used to dye fabric blue. The Pont Vieux was a toll bridge for a long time, which facilitated commerce with Italy and Spain. It was originally built of stone and later covered with brick. From the 14th to the 18th century, there were houses on the bridge, and it is today one of the oldest bridges in France still used by traffic. The episcopal palace is known as the Berbie Palace, which is a deformation of the Occitan word bisbia, which means bishop. The palace was built between 1228 and 1306. Its military style affirms the bishop's power against that of the city's consuls. Over the centuries, the bishops transformed the palace into a comfortable residence. It now belongs to the regional department of the Tarn and houses the Toulouse-Lautrec Museum that we're going to visit. Henry de Toulouse-Lautrec was born in Albi in 1864. At his death in 1901, his parents, who owned his works, looked for a museum to donate the works to. As the Paris museums declined the offer, his mother, the Countess Adèle de Toulouse-Lautrec, offered them to Albi, and the museum was opened in 1922. The world of prostitution became one of his favourite themes in the 1980s, but he could not exhibit them openly as they were considered too risque. As he visited the brothels frequently, he contracted syphilis. This illness and his excessive consumption of alcohol was the cause of his death at the age of 36. The name of Toulouse-Lautrec is very much associated with the Moulin Rouge and the French cancan dancers. In 1891, he designed the first poster adverts for the Moulin Rouge. The palace also has some gardens which are classed as remarkable gardens. They have a dedicated municipal gardener to care for them. He maintains the gardens in a natural fashion, as non-organic treatment of the plants is forbidden. Today's gardens are the result of the transformation of the old palace barnyard in the 17th century. Bernard de Castanet, Bishop of the town of Albi and Vice Inquisitor of the Languedoc region for the King of France, wanted to reinforce the role of the Catholic faith against that of the Cathar heresy. On the 15th of August 1282, he placed the first brick of the largest brick cathedral in the world. It's also the largest painted cathedral in Europe. It took 100 years to complete. Its architecture is unique and it's called Mediterranean Gothic style. The organ, the largest in France, was completed in the 18th century. Under the organ, you can see the oldest and largest representation of the Last Judgment. It covers 200 square metres and was painted between 1474 and 1484, probably by Flemish artists. From 1509 to 1512, Italian artists painted the vaulted roof of the cathedral with frescoes, making it the largest collection of Renaissance paintings ever done in France.